here? No audio or video recording without prior authorization to the mayor. Huh? Oh no, I'll just take some video and audio of the building here.
Okay, you did see the signs.
Yeah, I seen the sign. I was going to ask what was up with that.
Turn your camera off until you get permission to roll.
Oh no, I have permission.
From whom?
From James.
Who's James?
James McCrum?
No, James Madison. Wrote the United States Constitution, First Amendment, freedom of the press.
There's no audio or video recording without authorization from the mayor.
Yeah, well the problem is with that is a direct violation of the United States Constitution. Are you the mayor?
No.
Oh, police?
Yep.
I'm just here by myself.
Did you see the signs?
Yeah, I seen the sign. I was gonna ask you why you guys have a sign against the Constitution and you got a Constitution hanging on the wall.
Up to the mayor who can...
No, it's not.
Come on with me.
She already came out, Jim.
As soon as I'm done. Can you hear?
Okay.
I mean, you're law enforcement?
Yeah.
What law are you enforcing? Is there a statute connected to that?
Got him! Got him! Listen, y'all. These kids want to act up in school, want to go to school and embarrass you, want to make like they got no home training. So I told my son, don't go to school embarrassing no more. I'll take care of you, son. I give you anything you want. I discipline you. But you're going to embarrass me like this? No, so now I'm going to cut his hair.
Oh, I gotta ask you, hey.
Go ahead.
Hey, do me a favor, wait for the SWAT guys. Now I saw you were in a restricted area. Now I want your identification. You're not getting it.
Don't embarrass me. I told him, don't embarrass me. No.
Down here today in Cobleskill, here in the Catskill Mountains area at the municipal office here, mayor, court clerks, police training, zone and code enforcement down here to perform a First Amendment audit and civil rights investigation on this here municipal building. Let's go ahead and get inside and do a little employee conduct check and civil rights investigation. Make sure they respect our rights, yeah. Let's see what we got. Assessor and clerk's office over here.
Hello.
How you doing? Just down, I don't need any help. I just actually down here and take some pictures of the municipal building.
Do you need me to leave?
No, not at all. Like almost like I'm not in here. Just want to get some view of what's available down here, what the office looks like. You are fine where you're at. No audio or video recording without prior authorization to the mayor, huh? How you guys doing? I'm just down here to do some audio taping and videotaping.
Do you have an appointment?
Oh no, I'll just take some video and audio of the building here.
Okay, you did see the signs.
Yeah, I seen the sign. I was going to ask what was up with that.
Okay. Can you turn your camera off until you get permission to roll?
Oh no, I have permission.
From whom?
From James.
Who's James?
James
Jam-
McCrum?
No, James Madison. Wrote the United States Constitution, First Amendment, freedom of the press.
Hello?
How you doing?
Can I help you?
I really don't need help. I'm just down here to take some video in the office down here.
There's no audio or video recording without authorization from the mayor.
Yeah, well, the problem is with that is the direct violation of the United States Constitution. So, is the mayor available to speak to?
Hi, could you come up here immediately? Thank you.
You guys got a Constitution right on the wall there. We the people.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good.
Who you with?
Are you the mayor?
No.
Oh, police?
Yep.
I'm just here by myself.
Did you see the signs?
Yeah, I seen the sign. I was
Did you
gonna- I was gonna ask you why you guys have a sign against the Constitution and you got a Constitution hanging on the wall.
Well, it's up to the mayor who can
No, it's not.
come on with me.
She already came out, Jim.
As soon as I'm done in here.
Okay.
I mean, you're law enforcement?
Yeah.
What law are you enforcing? Is there a statute connected to that? I mean, you're law enforcement.
Yeah, we're good.
Right. Just making sure you're not going to try to violate.
What body
Civil
cam you
rights.
got?
This one here is Cam Pro.
Who makes that?
I believe Axon, it's like a division of Axon, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
What agency do you work for?
Cobleskill Police.
Cobleskill. Can I get your name?
James.
And your position with the Cobleskill?
Chief.
You're the chief of police? Cool. Yeah, I mean, you're law enforcement. I mean, if there's a law that you have that contradicts the First Amendment, I'd be more than happy to hear about it.
There's
But
certain stuff that's on people's desk that you might not be able to see with your visual eye, but with the camera, you could zoom in potentially.
yeah, but you understand because you swore an oath to the Constitution that the First Amendment is freedom of press, right? So therefore, if the public is allowed to walk into this public space, so is the press. And the press
Are
has
you with the
right to-
press?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the press, they would probably ask us if they could.
Well, they could ask you, but they don't have to ask for their rights, correct?
Well, there's certain. See, I think this is where people get a little bit confused. There's public areas. Like, could you walk into the Erie County DA's office and go right into the DA's office? It's public area.
I did.
You walked into her office?
Yeah. I believe yesterday. Just the publicly
Into
accessible
her-
area.
into her desk area?
I wouldn't walk, past this gate because that's obviously, this is right, we would call this a limited public forum right here where the public
Yeah,
is allowed to
limited.
be.
But
And
with
this
you-
would be
but you having a-
non-public.
But you having a
forum,
camera going, I don't know what they have out on their desk. Is there birth certificates? Is there other stuff? Maybe that's a bad example because maybe that's public knowledge that you can get. But is
maybe
there-
a birth certificate's got a social security number, so maybe not. But my point
Right.
in that would be, who is the onus on to protect that information if they have somebody's personal information now? The onus would be on them, correct?
Well, if you're up in that building and you have a zoom camera that can see on this desk,
Can you,
I mean, how much can we go to safeguard that information?
Chief, can
So
you?
same with you. If you're coming in here and that can zoom in, or you can later zoom it in on a computer program, and you can see personal information, that kind of is why we don't want people in here recording without permission.
Yeah, but what you want and what's legal, like you understand that you're law enforcement and you can enforce
Yeah.
laws, but you can't enforce feelings. And there is no law that supersedes the Constitution. And, like, is this the way it is? If the public is allowed to be in this public space, in this public building owned by the public.
Well, you are allowed to be
Yeah.
here. We're asking you not to film because of the stuff here, but that's what you're doing. You could come here all day long. You want to have a seat?
Well, yeah,
sit down for a few hours.
Just you saying that, then refusing somebody the right to the free press, First Amendment, that would, line you guys up for some nasty litigation. The fact that you're going to admit that I can be here, but I can't video record here. But I will say,
Well, are you going to come in?
I'm definitely not here to collect people's personal information. If that makes you feel better,
How do I know that, though?
I'm telling you.
Okay, and I've been on a lot of car stops where people said they didn't have drugs in the car and they had drugs. Am I just
Yeah, I
supposed to
don't-
believe you because you're
I
an
mean,
honest-looking guy?
What law are you enforcing then? If you don't want to, you're enforcing feelings again. You don't believe.
What feeling are you talking about?
You say you don't believe that I'm not here to collect information, right?
Right.
What reasonable, articulable suspicion do you have that I'm here to do ill will? I mean, you have nothing. I'm just standing here with a camera. I'm having a cordial conversation with you. I tell you, I'm just a journalist down here to collect some public information. What's on the walls,
What's your
some
name?
paint, some stuff. My name is Dan.
Dan? Do you have a last name, Dan?
Oh yeah, of course. I don't give it out when I'm out working.
Because most journalists I talk to will give me
Yeah, well,
their last name.
I personally am not going to waive my Fourth Amendment rights to
Right against what?
be secure in my
We're having a
documents. such as
conversation,
my,
are we? You're a journalist?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying I'm not giving my last name because I'm exercising my Fourth Amendment as I'm exercising my First Amendment right to stand in this office. That sign, I mean, you can't enforce it. Unfortunately, the mayor could suggest that people don't do it. I mean, if I walked in here and they were like, well, hold on, I got some stuff on the counter. Let me flip it over real quick. You can take your pictures and leave. That would be the proper way of doing things. But to say, come with me, come out here, the mayor's got a sign. You know it, I know it. That sign is unenforceable by you because there's no law behind it. And if there was, it'd be null and void. And by rights, you swore an oath to the Constitution when you took your oath of office to be the chief of police. You should enforce the fact that you're here to defend my rights as a freedom of press.
I'm not saying you don't have rights, Dan. But like I've already kind of stated a couple times, we don't want people filming in here because I don't know what you're going to be able to do once you leave here with that footage. If there is sensitive stuff out, other people's information, which is commonplace for us to deal with on a daily basis here, right? I don't know if you should have access to that.
Unfortunately, you don't get to decide that. You really don't. I have the right to be in this office. I have the right
I'll
to
look
be
into it, Dan. I'll make sure I look into that sign and you filming in here.
Yeah.
And if you're right, then I guess you're right. If you're wrong, then I'll conduct an investigation into what you may be guilty of, so to speak.
Right. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, like I said, if there's a law behind that, which, most laws have a statute, a penal code to it, for you to be able to enforce a actual law, but I'm telling you right now, there's not a law.
Okay.
Otherwise, there would be a penal code on there. Like, for instance, the courtroom here. There's a statute that is a administrative order from the Chief Justice here in New York Supreme that says you can't record in a courtroom, a court office, or a court hallway thereof. Meaning you can't stand outside the courtroom just from the hallway and video into the courtroom, or the same thing with the court offices, to protect, certain things of the court and justice. But that has a penal code on it. It has a statute. You can look it up. But your sign here is nothing.
I'll definitely look into it.
But I mean, you guys can suggest people don't do it, but anybody that knows their rights would know that they have a First Amendment right. And even if you made a law and the mayor here made some type of executive order, or you guys all voted on it during the meeting, it could be challenged in federal court and thrown away. And litigation could be formed by, like removing somebody. And I can see right now that that I might have a legitimate point, so I can see that you're not going to physically remove me from here. So I'm just gonna finish taking
No,
a
I
couple.
don't think it has to get to
Oh,
that
just to take a
point,
couple
no.
more photos of the office. Some of the stuff like the thing I find funny is right here on the wall, and underneath this, you got the Constitution right there.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's what makes America great.
So I take it you're a big right to bear arms kind of guy then.
Oh yeah,
All right.
Constitution. I respect everybody's rights, and I fight for everybody's rights. And but yeah, I'm just gonna take a couple more photos in here. I mean,
Okay.
I can't spend all day in here, but that sign is definitely number one, unenforceable. Number two, unconstitutional.
Okay.
And I hope you do due diligence to research it. All right, Erie County fam. Y'all heard the chief of police of Cobleskill say that he was going to have some due diligence and look into the matter of whether it is a legal sign, unlawful sign, or unconstitutional sign. But the only due diligence that the chief of police did was run to the local newspaper about my presence there, because on March 15th, I attended the Village Hall and video recorded in that office. And on March 20th, the newspaper ran an article about it before this story ever aired. So the chief of police went to the newspaper and reported to the newspaper what he thought of the interaction before it even went public on my end. So the only due diligence that the chief of police did was run to the newspaper. And wait till you guys see what he had to say about a First Amendment audit and First Amendment protected activity. All right, Erie County fam. So on March 20th, 2020, this article ran from the Mountain Eagle. And 5 days after the visit, this is what they had to say about it. This article is by Elizabeth Barr of Cobleskill. This is what the chief of police got his narrative out on the local newspaper before this video ever aired, which just goes to show you that not only did he not find any law, because he certainly didn't quote it here for the newspaper, he piled on a little bit of his narcissism and his lack of understanding of law. And wait till you guys read what he has to say about this. It says here, on Friday, March 15th, Daniel Warmus of Buffalo went to the village of Cobleskill and an unnamed office between the village of Schoharie and began recording inside what Cobleskill the police described as a disturbance. So, exercising a constitutional right in a respectful, peaceful, quiet manner, minding your business, is now a disturbance in this trash chief of police's eyes. All right. The village of Cobleskill has a sign posted in front of the door that states no one can video unless approved by the mayor. So the only way you can have your constitutional rights in Cobleskill is if the mayor, the queen, allows you to have your God-given rights. They went ahead and, talked about my J6 involvement. And here we'll pick up right here with James McCrum, chief of police of Cobleskill, stated that no one can prevent you from doing certain things that aren't illegal, such as recording in a parking lot or on a roadway, as long as you're not impeding people's driving. So his opinion of the First Amendment right of freedom of press is only available in a parking lot or along the roadway. James goes on to say, however, there are certain areas that I call limited public access, meaning you have the right to go there, but your rights are limited, said the chief. For example, now, and this is the chief giving his example. For example, you shouldn't be able to go to the village clerk's office and bring your grill and cook there, right? So you shouldn't be able to film wherever you please either, right? Because you have a constitutional right to barbecue, right? Is this chief got screws loose in his head? How is he going to compare barbecuing in the clerk's office to a constitutionally protected activity such as filming in the clerk's office? Like, this is the chief of police getting ahead of this article talking about grilling. So obviously everybody knows the sixth element of the First Amendment is grilling in the clerk's office. So obviously that makes sense. But this is the chief's logic of why you shouldn't be able to film in the clerk's office, because your camera may smoke up the office like a grill. Make sense, anybody? I don't get it. The chief goes on to say the village has vital information and you shouldn't be able to record this information because there may be paperwork with social security numbers, dates of births, and other personal information. I don't know, but I think it's incumbent upon us to have the entire area safeguarded against anyone from filming. Go to a parking lot or hallway, film there all day if you want, but stay out of the limited public access areas for the purpose of recording. So that's what the chief seems to think, that he can trespass somebody or remove somebody because they fail to safeguard your material. This is before the video came out. This is what the chief is trying to get ahead of this video, but doesn't understand the outreach of this video versus this little newspaper. The chief goes on to say, the chief argued that Warmus was just trying to stir the pot. So if you want to exercise your constitutional right in the Village of Cobleskill, that is what you call stirring the pot. He goes on to say to the newspaper, do something better with your time, fam. You hear that, Erie County fam? The chief of police says we need to do something better with our time than exercise our constitutional rights. Cobleskill didn't stop him from videoing in the office, said the chief. Then he goes on to talk about some more J6 stuff and talks about the YouTube channel has a fairly large following of over 100,000 subscribers. The article goes on here past the J6 stuff and says that Warmus was charged with harassment for videotaping himself in the Lockport City Hall. The charges were later dropped because it's constitutionally protected activity. Don't you guys understand that? I don't know what this chief thinks, guys. You guys let me know what you think about the chief of police stating that, you know, the First Amendment right to grill and freedom of the press are the same thing. Does anybody think this chief's a little outlandish? Please leave in the comment section what you think about that. It's a bit crazy. So that's what your chief of police getting ahead of the story and, you know, making up a narrative of grilling versus freedom of the press because, you know, they're the same thing. Hit that thumbs up, guys, and let's finish this video out. And you guys let me know what kind of due diligence you think this chief of police did. But I hope you do due diligence to research it and look into it because, you know, I'd hate to see somebody one day remove somebody here and cause the taxpayers at the end of the day, because it's going to cost the taxpayers. It's going to cost you guys out of your own pockets. It'll cost the taxpayers in litigation.
So. I mean, Dan, sorry. It was Dan, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the mayor in today?
I don't know.
And I understand you guys' concern about it, but like I said, the onus is on you guys to protect the paperwork or the people's personal information.
Well, no, I don't think the onus on us is to protect stuff over there.
Oh yeah.
When that sign's there. No. From your point of view, from your point of where you're standing, a normal human's not going to be able to see confidential information on that desk.
No.
Okay? Because if you can read someone's social security number over there, then you should go be the next Hubble telescope we send into space.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, if somebody came down here with ill intent to specifically go
Dan,
and
again,
steal information,
I don't know what your ill intent is.
You know what I mean? If somebody was doing that, I'm sure that would be a crime.
I'm sure people getting on those flights during 9/11 probably didn't think the person sitting next to them had ill intent to bring that plane down.
No.
Did they?
Thanks for calling. I'll send it again. Okay, bye-bye.
So yeah, they got this sign down here, this unconstitutional sign in city or village hall, and ordered by the mayor. But like we just shown and made a good point that this is an unconstitutional sign and unenforceable, because at the end of the day, law enforcement can't just enforce anything that the mayor writes on a piece of paper. It has to be a law. Like, law enforcement can't just enforce anything. Like they can't just give somebody an order. like, go sit over there, go stand over there, stop. They have to have a lawful authority to do so given to them by law. So, you know, at the end of the day, they can make any sign they want in an office like this, but without it being a law enforcement can't enforce just a sign. I mean, the mayor could write no black people on here. This certainly wouldn't be enforceable. That'd be a violation of the 14th Amendment, just like this is a violation of the First Amendment. So I hope that the mayor and the chief of police sit down and have a conversation about this, and, you know, maybe there's a better way to, you know, protect people's personal information. Maybe partitions, say, up on the desk that rise up a little bit, that wouldn't violate constitutional rights, or, you know, something that they just make sure that they don't leave stuff out on the counters for people to see. Because, I mean, like, right now there's some paperwork on the counter. We don't know what exactly any of this stuff is, but is that people's personal information? So, you know, I think that the mayor and the chief of police need to get together and really think about being Americans and staying Americans, and
come to our village meeting on the 19th.
Treating the public with respect when they come to the public building. So you guys let me know what you think, and so all right, guys, you guys have a nice weekend.
You too. Don't get run over by a train or anything.
And that, Erie County Fam, is your chief of police of Cobleskill. Now, he lacks majorly in professionalism. As you can see on my way out, I say have a nice weekend, and he's got a smug comment like, don't get hit by a train or anything. I don't know where he was going with that comment, but it certainly wasn't a professional peacekeeper's comment. And as you can see, he's a very smug man who has authority and has definitely gone to his head. But, you know, now we're going to go ahead downstairs and where he surfs the parking lot and trying to find my license plate so that he can contact the newspaper ahead of time and tell them about this massive disturbance that my camera has caused in the Erie County Fam. That's about all the due diligence he was capable of. Of course, if you read that full article, one thing you won't find any due diligence to point out case law or facts or actual law that makes that mayor's sign enforceable, because, fam, it is not. All we have here is a clown chief of police.
Don't get run over by a train or anything.
Here. Doesn't look like anybody's here. This door is locked up.
Yeah, I'll be there Thursday.
Chief of police out here in the parking lot, where I'm likely going to try to get my license plate on the way out. figure out who we are. Which they're gonna know who we are anyways once this story rolls. As you can see, the chief of police out here strolling the parking lot, looking at cars, possibly running plates. You guys let me know what you think about this in the comments section. If the chief of police handled it well, if you think that he's going to do due diligence to look into that policy to find out if it's constitutional or enforceable. So you guys let me know what you think about that in the comments section.
We living in a society now where people want to record how they discipline their child. People that might get mad with this video is the people that probably already embarrassed their child. You can discipline your child in their room. Take something away from them. If they act up, well, I'm like, son, you can't play the game.
I'm Mr. Erie County.
You pull the Constitution out of your pockets out here. Like that was supposed to prove something.
First Amendment, freedom of the press.
We have every right to film out here and there.
Your name is not Dan Erie County.
This isn't Erie County.
Yeah.
Sure it is. On here is Dan Erie County.
Legitimate? Maybe. Official? No.